Hello, Grizzlies. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is by you. It's so nice to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up, like as in down below, hit the thumbs up so that other Grizzlies get alerted that there's actually a live happening in case they didn't get the notification. That does help, believe it or not. And I hope that you can hear me. If you can hear me in the chat, could you give me a thumbs up as well? That would be great. It's so nice to see all of you here. Everyone whose names are highlighted in green are Grizzly channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the work that I do. I really appreciate it. And we're going to continue looking at this case. Like, oh my word, the more you dig, the more you find, which is pretty much how it goes in every case. But I'm like, what? wait, what? So I'm excited to share it all with you. Hello to Chris from the Monsters Under Our Bed. Nice to see you here as well. Okay, you True Crime. My name is Gisela Kay, and today we're going to continue to look at the story of this national manhunt in the USA going on for a correctional officer and an escaped inmate. The correctional officer's name is Vicki White, and the inmate's name is Casey White, and they are not related. So strange that they have the same surname. That's just one of those plot twists. Of course, he is considered armed and dangerous. There is a $10,000 reward already set by the US Marshals in case anyone finds him. I really hope they find him soon. Now, the thing is that they've issued a blue alert, which is activated when a local, state, or federal law enforcement officer in Alabama has been killed or seriously injured and the perpetrator is at large. So that is a red flag to me because if they've issued a blue alert, they're not just saying she's in danger, they're saying that she's been killed or is critically injured, which of course, we hope that's not the case. I hope that they find them on some chicken farm like that other story we saw. And I think in this day and age, because that was a story we looked at from 1994. If you missed it, please check out yesterday's episode. I will link it below for you. Um, that happened in 1994, that case, right? That would be a lot harder to find people then. I think in today's age, it's going to be a little bit easier. But then again, look how long they look for Brian Laundrie. So you just never know. Anyway, let's quickly dive into some of the new details that we've learned about Vicky. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you are brand new here, this is your first video that you're watching, then welcome to the Grizzly community. I hope that you'll consider staying, which would be subscribing, clicking the bell so that you don't miss an upload or the next live stream or premiere or things like that. And if you're already a Grizzly, then welcome back. I hope that you've all done your homework and watched the previous episode. If not, I would highly recommend starting there because we did an entire timeline, shared vital information, photos, and of course did map time. So that would be helpful to visualize the case just a little bit better. What I'm going to do today is just build on that just by sharing, some answers for questions that we had yesterday, which is like, who is Vicky? Was she married? Did she have kids? You know, people are saying, what? Why would she do this? There were some of her friends and family members in the chat saying, but she's a really sweet person. And that is consistent with what is being said in this Daily Mail article. People that knew her are like, but she's an awfully sweet person. Like, she wouldn't do this. But if we just, let's just look at what we have, you know, sometimes family members wouldn't necessarily suspect someone would do this. This would be out of character for Vicky, of course, but you just never know. That's what we learn in true crime. can't judge a book by the cover, right? You just never know what people are capable of. So I will link this article if you want to read the whole thing. Most of it is a recap of what we did yesterday, so not here to waste your time. What I wanted to zone in on really is this over here. Frances White, Vicky's former mother-in-law, told the Daily Mail on Sunday that the accusations against Vicky don't match the awfully good person that she knows. I can't understand her leaving with a guy that she knew was a murderer, said Frances, 88, who she last spoke to about a month ago. If he killed one person, he'd kill another. And that's the concern. This is why this man is extremely dangerous and we don't know where he is. You know, he might not even be in the United States anymore, but the fact that he escaped is shocking. They say the jail's guard divorced White's son 16 years ago after being married for just 4 years. But the mother in law said the two remained friendly until his death in January. So I don't know if that had, speculatively a psychological impact on Vicky, that losing this guy who she was married to for 4 years and remained friendly with for 16 years, maybe it was kind of like, like a best friend type vibe. And he died in January. So here's the blue alert that we were looking at, which is scary when one thinks of what the definition of a blue alert is. I really hope that that Vicky hasn't been killed, or that I hope she's not seriously injured. I hope they find them. Okay, so they say Vicky had been with the sheriff's department for 25 years and had recently spoken about quitting. Apparently, of course, she handed in her retirement papers the day before this happened. Another red flag. And then they say, we are trying to determine, was that done willfully, or was she somehow coerced or threatened into participating? Singleton said, pointing to the various excuses that she used to justify breaking protocol by taking Casey out of jail without other officers present. Okay, and then there's another sentence here that I wanted to show you. Frances White, Vicky's former mother in law, also has a hard time believing that she would have cooperated with Casey, who confessed to killing a 58-year-old woman. That's scary. While serving a 75-year sentence for a string of crimes, including animal cruelty for shooting a dog. So I'm saying it's scary because the woman that he murdered in 2015 was around the same age as Vicky is now. Whew, that's a red flag too. Francis, 88, says Vicky was married to her son Tommy White more than 16 years ago for about 2 to 3 years. Well, earlier in the article they said 4. Eventually leaving him when his drug problems got bad. I read it in the paper this morning, she told the Daily Mail on Sunday afternoon. She left with that man. I said, I can't see her doing that. She wasn't that kind of person. Vicky and Tommy were married for about 3 years, Francis said, raising cattle on a farm right across the street from her home. So, to me, that means it's like the story we looked at from 1994, where um, another prison warden correctional officer helped an inmate escape, and they were only found 11 years later. And like, on a farm with their own chicken coop and everything. So the fact that Vicky raised cattle and she was kind of into the farming thing, I'm hoping they find them on a farm somewhere. They say she raised baby cows and stuff and she worked hard, Francis said. She added that Vicky remained close with her and her son even after the divorce. Tommy died in January after struggles with Parkinson's disease. Before my son got to where he couldn't drive, Vicky she would come out to the car and help him in. We still was really good friends. She was a really sweet person, Francis said. So yes, and here again they say Casey is described as 6'9" and is considered armed and dangerous. He's not going to be easy to miss. He is gigantic. So yes, Casey was first arrested in December 2015 for the murder of Connie Ridgway, who was found stabbed to death in a killing that shocked the small town of Rogersville, about 50 miles west of Huntsville. Oh man, look at this guy. He has gigantic ears, like really. He's so tall, 6'9", and then he's got the biggest ears of all time too. Like he's really, really not going to be hard to miss. So if you see him, you gotta call 911. Do not approach him. People said she was known for her friendliness. Okay, it remains clear why she was killed. People said she was known for her friendliness and willingness to help others, and the community for many years held a vigil. So this is about Connie Ridgway. So, yes, so now we know just a little bit, just a tiny bit. I mean, it's not much, but we know just a little bit more about Vicky White. To me, it means she could potentially have um, suffered loss. She could be in a grieving process. Her mind might not be working as always. She might be acting out of character out of this. And she's got farming skills. So, like, I really just hope they find them on a farm, you know, trying to live their best life. Maybe she found, a bad boy to live on a farm with. But I hope they find him. I hope they can recapture Casey White, put him where he belongs, and yes, so he can go to trial, and then Connie Ridgway can get justice. And lastly, in October 2020, Casey White, age 37, appeared in court for an arraignment hearing and requested to stay at Lauderdale County Jail instead of going back to prison. So he requested to stay there. His request was denied after authorities said they believed he was plotting to escape the Lauderdale County Jail. Yes, well, he was, clearly. They had found a makeshift knife stashed in the showers and suspected White was intending on using it to force someone to let him out. We got information yesterday that he had made a shank and he intended to escape today and take a hostage, said Connolly, Lauderdale County District Attorney, during the hearing. Well, unfortunately, he escaped. So the shank did not help, I don't think. I think he went to plan B, which may have been. I'm still trying to decide in my own mind, would it be to like flirt with, form a relationship with Vicki White, or threaten her and her family somehow, like saying, I know someone on the outside who will do this and this. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, if you felt like, what was this? Like, just watch part 1 of the story so that you get the full timeline, the map time, the everything, and then you can watch this so that you can see that we've just built on what we already learned. This is just to learn just a little bit more about Vicki and possibly where they could be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll leave your DNA on the thumbs up. Looking forward to reading your comments below. Please do make sure that you are subscribed, because sometimes even if you were subscribed, then YouTube does this automatic thing of unsubscribing people. Sometimes it happens. It's just, part of the system. So if you could just check that you're subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Hi Grizzlies, I've run out of YouTube notifications. You only get 3 every 24 hours, so you guys won't even know if I made a video on this, so now I'm going to make it short. Vicki White has now got a warrant for her arrest. Yes, because officials have obtained video showing the patrol car that Vicki White and inmate Casey White took from the jail on Friday morning. According to the timestamp on the video, it shows the patrol car just 8 minutes after it left the jail. They say all indications are that she did this all willingly, that it was planned. She even handed in her retirement papers and sold her house. Now, my question is, if they have footage of the car arriving at this parking lot. Do they have footage of what car they got into next? I'm just thinking they're not telling us all the info, you know what I mean? Officials say no matter what her plans were, she's in danger. So please do keep on sharing information because we need to find her and him. This could be love because wait, what? So I'm excited to share it all with you.
Miracle Movers is a locally owned and operated moving company. We offer professional moving, packing, and storage, both local.
Hello to Chris from The Monsters Under Our Bed. Nice to see you here as well. Okay, you guys can hear me. That's great. Whoa. So, yes, if you missed the story about this national manhunt, then please watch the other videos I've already made on it. It will help you out a lot with the timeline and everything. Of course, today we are going to, because I've filled in some more details with the timeline as we've learned more. So we're going to go over another little presentation, okay? Is the actual proof that she's compliant? I think from what I found today, yep. little bit, little bit. But we still have to say speculatively. It's quite a thing. Vicky and Casey most likely in a cabin. Exactly. That's why I'm in a cabin here today. I'm in a cabin. I like to do themed backgrounds because I'm just like, I don't know. I just get the vibe that it was like Vicky's dream to run off and stay in a cabin with Bigfoot. I don't know. The story, it's very disappointing actually because it's a complete exploitation and abuse of one's power. You know what I mean? Because by all the evidence, it really looks like she did this willingly. Initially, one is very careful to say that, but the sheriffs are saying it now. And based on everything that I found today, which I'm about to share with you, I think you're going to think the same. Hippie Porium, welcome to membership. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I heard they have a special relationship. Well, yes, that's what this episode is all about. We're going to explore this special relationship. Bigfoot, yes. She's wanted for aiding a prisoner escape. Exactly. And there's a $5,000 reward for that. So we're going to look at all of these details in a moment. Okay, so let's add this presentation to our stream. Are you ready? Vaughn, von Vaughn. I think it's like automatically, what do you call it? Translated it there. Okay, so if we look on the screen, you can see they've got these U.S. Marshals wanted for Vicki Sue White, her middle name Sue. She is wanted with a reward for up to $5,000, wanted since the 29th of April 2022 in Lauderdale County, Alabama, for aiding prisoner escape. They've got her date of birth on here, 8/19/1965. She's female, 5'5", 145 pounds. Scars or tattoos unknown. Race white, hair blonde, eyes brown. Now the thing is, of course, I would highly suspect she would have cut her hair. So not even either cut or color. Cut and color, probably. She probably had her little box color ready, packed. Oh my word, Chris. I just noticed now you're a member. Thank you so much for being a member of my channel. Oh my word. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's go, Gears. Yeah. And then I'm not going to read everything on this now because we're going to go through this presentation, but U.S. Marshals wanted now Casey Cole White for up to $10,000 reward. I honestly think this reward should be higher, don't you think? To really motivate people to call it in. What do you think? Let me know what you think. But anyway, since the 29th of the 4th, 2022, in Lauderdale County, Alabama, for escape. So, wow, his date of birth is 08/20/1983. My word, he's like less than a year older than me. Okay, male, 6'9". 6'9". Look at his weight there, 340 pounds. Oh my word. Okay, so I'm gonna answer all your questions in a moment. Race white, hair brown, eyes hazel. It reminds me of that Kelly Clarkson song, Hazel Eyes. Left shoulder and right arm tattoos. So if we continue on, we're going to get into it, people. We're getting into it. Okay, now, special relationship, I say. Special relationship? Okay, so the authorities have traced the relationship back to 2020. When Casey was first brought to Lauderdale County for an arraignment. Yes, guys, we're going to look at all the videos of him walking and everything. Do you think I came unprepared? I'm going to show you everything. Okay, again, mic drop, mic drop. Authorities have traced the relationship back to 2020 when Casey was first brought to Lauderdale County for an arraignment. The pair continued to communicate after Casey was transferred back to prison. Uh huh. Now, they haven't said what exactly they have, but I think it's letters. He told his mama he's got a pen pal. She didn't know who this pen pal was, but it might speculatively have been Vicky. But let's continue. The pair continued to communicate after Casey was transferred back to prison. Inmates told investigators that Casey got extra food on his trays and was getting privileges that no one else got, and this was all coming from her. Now, that I find very interesting because she's the assistant, or was. The sheriff has made it very clear she's no longer employed here, but she did hand in her retirement papers. And I thought maybe it's like a 1 month notice thing, but no, the day that she escaped was her last day. It's like meticulously planned, okay? The thing is, as an assistant director of a correctional facility, wow, to actually be so to have her finger in every pie and be like, listen, you got to dish up more food for this one. Okay, this one's got to get an extra fluffy pillow. Okay, he's now also got to get, like, she made sure that he had more than other inmates according to the inmates. They were like, oh, definitely there was something going on. Anyway, Casey White returned to this Lauderdale County detention facility in February, which is why the inmates are saying it, in February to attend court hearings in his capital murder case. Being the boss and over the transport. So she was the boss over the transport, which is also red flag. That's how she got away with this. She just informed the booking officer that she was going to carry him to the courthouse and drop him off, which was a flagrant violation of policy. But I'm sure because it was her boss, the booking officer didn't question it, right? Vicky is 56. He's 38 and she's 56. Okay, so we continue on. Deeper dive. Timeline. Watch this, guys. This is just where it's like, yeah, I came with the receipts. Yes, I came with the receipts. Oh my word. I just want to make, yeah, Casey is 38 and Vicky is 56, I believe. Yes, she's 56. Just checking. A whore 38. Now look at these receipts. Okay, are you ready? Vicky sold her home in Lexington on April 18th, 2022. Hello, that's 11 days before this all happens. And she sold this home for $95,550. The market value was $204,700. So this was a quick sale. This is like, take it, whatever. Just give me what you can. Right? She had been living with her mother for approximately 5 weeks before she disappeared with Casey White. Vicky, herself, she bought a copper-colored 2007 Ford Edge SUV with rear bumper damage on the left. We'll look at it now. Days before the disappearance. I wish I had a mic to just like drop because this is just like what, every line, everything I was digging out today. I'm like, oh my word. And then so she sold her home. She lived with her mama, and she bought a car. Okay, days before the disappearance, she bought this car in Rogersville, 25 miles east of Lauderdale County, and then she staged it in the parking lot the night before her disappearance. Casey has a history of armed carjackings. The pair are assumed to be armed and dangerous with a 9mm handgun and a AR-15 rifle and a shotgun. Now, let me tell you this. Firstly, the murder that he committed in 2015 was in Rogersville, ironically, the place where she now bought the car. So that's interesting. Him having a history of armed carjackings is interesting too, because she bought that rifle. The sheriff has got receipts, you know what I mean? Like he's like, the US Marshals have said she bought this rifle. She made sure they're armed. She's got the 9mm handgun. She bought the rifle and a shotgun, which is why they believe they're traveling with it. So they could have by now already done, I don't know how many, several carjackings to have a different car. There's no way, in my mind, do you think so, that they're driving around in this Ford right now? He has a long rap sheet with convictions for attempted murder, armed robbery, animal cruelty, and kidnapping, and is facing a pending murder case for the 2015 slaying of Connie Ridgway, a 59-year-old mother in her home. I don't know how Vicky feels safe around him because the person that he murdered violently trigger warning. Stabbing, lots and lots of stabbing. Okay, was 59. And Vicky is 56. So it's like same sort of age range. So if you understand the psychology of these types, I mean, like, do you want to be a target? Like, do you want to fit the victim profile any better, lady? You know what I mean? It's so scary. I mean, what is she thinking? What was she thinking? Oh my word, yeah, 6'9". It is also an odd color car and doesn't blend in well. I just was so shocked that she actually bought this car and the AR-15 rifle and a shotgun and sold her home April 18th, huh? This is there any doubt anymore that she planned all of this? I mean, at this point, I don't know. He could still be shackled in a cabin with her somewhere, you know what I mean? In 2015, Casey White warned police that if he ever got out, he would find and kill his ex-girlfriend. He stated that he wanted to kill her and have the police kill him. That's his little fantasy. So if they swoop in on this couple, if it's now a couple, if they're in a cabin somewhere, oh, he doesn't even mind. I don't think in his mind he doesn't care if he kills her and then they kill him. That's his fantasy in a way, from what I'm reading. His only regret was that neither was successful. He stated that if he was released, he would kill the victim. Chihuahua Dawson, thank you for your $1. I think it's Australian dollar super sticker. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde. The policy. Now listen to this. My word. The policy requiring more than one officer to be specifically, it was a policy introduced, but they were like very specific that it has to be Casey White needs to be transported by at least 2 deputies. This was set in motion in 2020 because he had this escape plan where he had these like handmade shanks in his cell, and his plan, which apparently either written down or expressed somehow because they exposed it, was to hold someone hostage and escape. Well, Vicky's like, I can do you better, allegedly. I can get you out myself. Like, what? Did she buy those guns or were they in the patrol car? No, apparently, from what I read, she bought the guns. That's what's so hectic. Yeah, so he planned to take someone hostage to escape. Now, I just want to see what's on the next slide here. Okay, we're going to continue on with this presentation. Then we'll hear the ex-girlfriend's call. We'll see some videos. We'll watch how he walks. We'll look at all the other details. So let's just work through this, okay? Now, if you look here, this is the sales validation form. I know it's not the best picture. It comes from Twitter, so it's not like the straightest picture, but I'm very grateful that we at least have it. Sales validation form in accordance with Code of Alabama 1975, Section 40221. There's the grantee's name and the mailing address. Okay, and 18th day of April 2022. That's the total purchase price for $95,550. That's how much she sold her home for, and it was worth over $200,000. Like, wow. This is the car that she bought, by the way. This is an exact picture of it, I believe, and we're going to look closer to it now. There we go. They keep on saying there's damage to the left rear bumper, and here you can actually see it. So she bought this car days before the escape, and she parked it in the parking lot where they must have made an exchange. They must have gone from the patrol car into this car and gone. My word. Ya's daughter says, please help me understand. If he was serving a 70-year sentence, he was serving a 75-year sentence for those other charges, right? Why did he change jails? He didn't change jails. I think I actually get into it in this presentation now. But what happened is he was in prison and he'd come to this correctional facility in February to prepare for trial for this murder charge that he's facing from 2015. So that is why they put him there. And he was going to be there until the end of May. His trial was set to start. I've got it here on June 18th, I think it was, or June 13th. Hold on. June 13th, his trial was set to start. So he was just there temporarily, actually. For court proceedings, they find it's much better if the inmate is there in person. So yes, that is why. Ramblin' Rome. Thank you for your super sticker. What if he is her long lost or adopted son? Well, yeah, what if? What if? And they are not related. They are apparently not related at all. So that's interesting that they both have the same surname, of course, but lots of you have messaged me and emailed me to say it's a very common surname in the US. Okay, so we continue. Friday, April 29th. We look at the day. At 8:47 a.m., transport van 5 leaves the detention center with 7 inmates escorted by 2 deputies. And then at 8:56, the transport van leaves the detention center with 5 inmates escorted by 2 deputies. At 9:20 a.m., the assistant director, Vicki White, instructs a corrections deputy to prepare inmate Casey White for transport to the courthouse. The deputy removes Casey from his cell and takes him to book, where he handcuffs him and shackles his legs, which we saw on that surveillance footage, which we'll also look at closer in a moment. At 9:41 a.m., Vicky leaves the detention center with Casey to go to the courthouse for a mental health evaluation. Before leaving, she tells the booking officer that she's the only deputy available who is firearms certified, and she's dropping him off to other deputies at the courthouse and then going to MedPlus for a doctor's appointment. Yeah, she said she wanted to go live on the beach. Now at 9:49 a.m., Vicky's car is actually seen on surveillance driving through the intersection of Huntsville Road and Cox Creek Parkway, which is half a mile from the Florence Square Shopping Center and 3 miles from the jail. So it's all very, very close to each other. I mean, wow, within 8 minutes, she was just about there, parked the car, and then they got in the Ford and took off. Wow. So Paula says since her former spouse died, I think she was very vulnerable. He's probably a master manipulator, made her feel he cared for, and he wasn't who they said they was. I agree. It's just that she was married to her spouse for 4 years, then got divorced 16 years ago. So even though she was still taking care of him, he died in January from Parkinson's disease. She was taking care of him and helping drive him. She wasn't living with him, from what I understand. And she was friendly with his mother as well, but they were not married for the last 16 years. So it's interesting, though, psychologically, how him dying in January, then by February, she's sold her home. And then if we fast forward to April, whoa, she bought a car and helped an inmate escape. Like, oh my word. So yes, I know this photo is not the best, but this is all we've got. Okay, this is like literally what's being shared everywhere. It's just this photo. There's actually a little video, but it's not very clear either. So this is the best photo we can look at right now. Is this car driving past this gas station? And of course, we will do map time again. You live in Florida on the beach, and I've been keeping my eyes peeled. Yeah, apparently people are speculating she headed to Florida. 11:34 a.m., a Florence police officer spots the patrol vehicle parked in a lot where other vehicles are for sale. And then at 3:30 p.m., so think about how much time they actually had, to get away. The booking officer reports to the administration that they have been trying to contact Vicky White to check on her, but her phone keeps going directly to voicemail. She also advises that inmate Casey White has not returned to the detention center with other inmates. It's then determined there was no courthouse appearance scheduled. Security footage showed that Vicky's vehicle did not ever arrive at the courthouse. She went straight from that jail straight to the parking area near the shopping mall. Deputies retrieved the vehicle and have searched it for any evidence. U.S. Marshals and the FBI are now assisting in the case. Thank you, Schmitty. Other staff broke protocol to investigate all. Thank you so much for your $2 super sticker. That's true as well. That's true as well. Yeah, investigate everyone, right? Wow. I mean, she did definitely abuse her assistant director power, but I agree with what you're saying there. I know we've looked at this one slide before. I'm just making sure that anyone who doesn't know, we're going over this and then we carry on with the new details. Of course, you can see there's some new details in between. Deputies retrieved the vehicles, yes, searched for evidence and video surveillance camera footage from the detention center, courthouse, shopping center, and other locations based on tips are being searched for leads, which is how they found out about this Ford. Look at the parking space. This says reserved Lauderdale County Assistant Director only. It's been empty, as you can see, since Monday. She's been missing with suspected murderer Casey White since Friday. Officials say she helped him escape and now are looking to arrest her. If you see them, do not approach. Call 911 immediately. I'm also going to put this number on here, which is the U.S. Marshal tip line, I believe, and you can call 911. But don't approach them. We've got Casey Cole White, 38 years old, 6'9". I mean, I was a swimmer, okay, and I used to swim with South African Olympic swimmer Gerard Zandberg, and he is 6'8", and he is gigantic. I can't believe this guy's taller than him. Because for me, when someone says someone's really tall, I always kind of use that swimmer that I knew as like a benchmark of what really tall is. Because I've never met anyone or seen anyone taller than him. 6'9". Oh my word! Yeah, they say 252 pounds, but on the U.S. Marshal thing, they said 340 pounds. Tattoos on both arms, salt and pepper hair, or shaven like here. Hazel eyes. Vicky White, 56 years old, 5'5", 160 pounds, blonde hair, blonde hair and brown eyes. Except now, I really think she would have colored her hair, don't you think? Where the wind blows. Thank you for your $4 super sticker. I really appreciate it. Casey Boy, the BFG, although not so friendly. Yeah, this is not a friendly giant. If she thought it was, you're wrong, lady. Like, this is a very dangerous man. Okay, now you guys asked for some variations, okay? So I'm just saying, and they could have a mask on too. If he's wearing a cap, sunglasses, I initially had some sunglasses on her and everything, but then it's just better just to put it on him for now. Look at him. You will not. It doesn't matter what he's wearing. Those ears, you'll not miss them. You will not miss the height. You will not miss the ears at all. Ever. You have a friend who's 6'9"? Wow. Right. Oh my word. Schmitty, you make me laugh. Yeah, she probably dyed her hair brown or red or anything other than blonde, right? We're almost done with this, and then we're gonna look at some video footage. He's a bad boy. My word. Ugh, so this is just remember, I've got a merch range which says no hybristo, and this is like an exact reason. Hybristophilia is not cute, it's not hot, it's a disorder. Don't. You cannot. You cannot. This is the wrong choice. I feel like terrible that she was even thinking that this could. How would this pan out? Like, think forward, lady. A year from now, 2 years, 5 years, even if he, the way that he is, and what we know about him, if she was still lucky to be alive, if she is, we don't know. Wow, like how is it gonna work out? A year from now, 5 years from now, whatever. It just can't. Oh my word. Vicky told her colleagues that she wanted to move to the beach in retirement. They had a 5.5 hour head start before anyone realized they were missing. The sheriff stated that he's not sure if the Canadian or Mexican borders were alerted. Red flag. This task is being handled by a federal agency. I'm like, oh dear. I'm thinking they probably would have. That would be her goal, like cross the border, right? To Vicky, your coworkers are just devastated. You need to get back here and we need to get this straightened out. To Casey White, we will find you. You will be back in prison. You better be looking over your shoulder. You can call the USMS Communication Center at 1-800-336-0102. It's scrolling at the bottom. Anonymous tips may also be submitted via the US Marshals tip app. Wow. Okay. I wanted to show you this as well because I thought this was a very clever drawing that someone made or illustration to show the height difference between them. They show it only as an example. Note size and proportions shown for reference purposes only, but they say share the new graphics showing the height difference between Casey White and Vicky White. The pair disappeared Friday after the escape in Alabama. So isn't this is pretty good to just see at least, she's going to be like just below shoulder height. That's a good tip actually to look for that if you see a couple that might even look similar to them in any way, or some dude with huge ears who's 6'9". Oh my word! Then I think this is a good way to see relative to him, like how tall would she be? Because it's obviously deceiving in that surveillance footage that we were looking at. Okay, let me just quickly do this. Should be here. I just want to show you this again so that you can see this footage. It's got the music on again, of course, but this is the footage we have without it being cut or anything like that. So let's do it like this. going to stop here and there. Just to comment on just what I can see with body language. I mean, I think here she's trying to look cool, act cool, but you can just see some tension, don't you think? Look, she's checking what's in the car. I don't know. That walk is just like, look cool, everything's normal, everything's fine. Make it full screen. What do you think? I'm looking what you guys are saying. So here you see her going in. They said she absolutely should not have been armed like this, and the garage doors should have been closed. The protocol was already broken here as well. Well, long before here, but even here being armed here, backing up like that, leaving those doors open, not according to protocol. Yeah, they said she waddles. She does waddle a little bit, yes. She even walks like her age. Wouldn't be hard to miss if she's out there. That's the thing. I'm just gonna take it back so that we can look at her walk again. Okay, she's just looking to the right quickly. All right, plucking open the door. Okay, she comes out quite quickly. Did you see that? It's like very like push open the door and let's go. So she's holding the door open again. But it's not normal, of course. She's not looking at him. It's kind of like a follow me vibe, right? And look at him. Oh, there's already memes being made, guys. I don't know. Okay, here and there, the sense of humor helps us cope with this kind of stuff, right? We're not trying to be inappropriate, but those memes, oh my word, of like, find you a man who will look at you the way that he looks at her, like, oh no, 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 no. Because the way he looks now, yeah, they they're like, find you a man who looks at your butt that way, basically. And I'm like, what? So, but look how shady he's looking here. I know I'm blocking this picture. I'm very sorry. I've just put their little pictures in the corner here, but like, look how shady he's looking here. Oh my word. Yeah, him behind her. Does the door hit him? Does the door hit him? This is very sketchy. Relax, back to the prisoner. No worries. That's not normal. I know, right? And look at him. He's just like, all right.
That's insane.
Look at him. It's this is terrible. I mean, she even of course she opens the door for him. He's got cuffs on his hands and on his feet. It just feels all wrong. This is not the type of I know she's a lady, but chivalry that we need. You know what I mean? Not right now. It feels very much like here we go. I've got the door open for you. Get in. Look at it. Oh my word. Even there, the way she's walking is like act cool, act cool. Not too fast, nothing, not alerting anyone like, whoa, that's some strange body language. Why is she running like that? There's no rush. She's chilled. So this is the car that they found parked in that parking lot. And off they go. Never seen again. Handed in her retirement papers the day before. Lieutenant Peter Pronto. And that's the last of it there. That's literally it. The rest is just no one in the shot. Sure, it's shocking. It's honestly like, what was she thinking? What? Well, we all know, kind of, right? I want to now show you this clip. This is about the ex-girlfriend. Okay, are you guys all up to speed on who I'm talking about? Casey White's ex-girlfriend. Wait, maybe I should first tell you about that. Hold on. Otherwise, some people are going to be confused. So just quickly here. Is it this one? Hold on, I've got so many tabs open for you. Okay, let's look at this one. They say son of missing. Okay, this is the son. It was actually it is this one. Alabama prison escapee, a monster who warned cops in 2015 he'd kill his ex-girlfriend if he ever got out. So Casey Cole White, the murder suspect who escaped from an Alabama jail Friday morning with the alleged help of a prison official, warned cops in 2015 that he'd kill his ex-girlfriend if he got the chance, according to court documents. He stated he wanted to kill her and have the police kill him. I mean, that's just so weird. A police report from December of that year concludes. His only regret was that neither was successful. He stated that if he was released, he would kill the victim. So apparently, U.S. Marshals are now at her house. I read U.S. Marshals. I don't know if it's just, I was thinking, was it like police officers, the FBI, who's helping out? But apparently, U.S. Marshals are helping keep her safe. White was subsequently convicted of attempted murder, kidnapping, and other charges in an armed home invasion and crime spree in which he shot at his ex, stole an SUV, gunned down a pet dog, and held 3 people captive. He busted into a home in Athens, armed with 2 pistols. Inside, he encountered 2 men and ordered them down on the ground at gunpoint, then turned his attention to his ex-girlfriend, who fled amid a barrage of bullets. Responding deputies found bullet holes in the wall and 2 young children hiding in the basement, as well as the poor dog was shot dead in the hallway. Just 2 months earlier, police allege he also murdered Connie Ridgway. So look at the escalation in behavior. He murdered Connie Ridgway, a 59-year-old woman who White allegedly attacked in her home. And then 2 months later is this whole entering his ex-girlfriend's house, holding 3 people hostage, shooting the dog, kids are hiding in the basement. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so now we can look at that clip. Just hold on 1 second. So I believe it's this one.
This woman are showing what she looks like now, but you spoke with her on the phone after she moved out of state following this horrible ordeal.
Marie, her message to Vicki White right now, if she's alive, she needs to run, get away from Casey White right now. And this woman understands exactly why law enforcement describes White as armed and extremely dangerous, warning law officers across the country to be very careful because he has nothing to lose.
I can't believe it.
Finding out the man who tried to kill her in Limestone County in 2015, the man she helped to convict and send to prison for 75 years.
Went to court. I testified against him. He got sentenced.
So you guys are following? Hold on. So this is the call of the this is the ex-girlfriend on the phone. So he got a 75-year prison sentence based on the attack on her, the attempted murder, holding people hostage at gunpoint, shooting the dog, stealing an SUV, armed robbery, right? The motive for the murder of Connie Ridgway 2 months before, we don't know exactly what that motive is because he was going to trial for that murder. So he was in prison serving a 75-year sentence already. Then in 2020, after 5 excruciating years of Connie Ridgway's family wanting her murder to be solved, he confessed to it. And he was going to, this is what I find a red flag, because he confessed to it. He said it was murder for hire, which is just what he said, I suppose. And then he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. So there's that as well. And that is why he was going to this correctional facility in February this year. He actually went on February 25th this year to go and start the court proceedings for that trial. So, yeah, so listen to what the ex-girlfriend has to say.
And
Finding out Casey White escaped and no one knows where he's headed.
yeah, like I thought I would never have to worry about him ever again.
This is law enforcement video of the arrest of White in 2015. Now, with White on the run, this woman who moved out of state and started a new life is in hiding with her kids and fiance, afraid to even stay in their own home, fearful White will show up to fulfill his threats.
Once before coming to my home and tried to murder me.
In a twist to this terrifying connection, this woman now works as a correctional officer, motivated to help others after her ordeal in Alabama.
Casey White is very dangerous. He's dangerous to everybody that is around him. And it's a scary situation. It's so scary for everybody involved. And, I don't want anybody else hurt. Nobody needs to have to go through that, ever.
What's your message to Vicki White?
If she's still alive, if she is still alive, which I don't know if she is, because I feel like he has manipulated her and she's disposable to him. If she is still alive, get the hell out. Run as far as you can and turn yourself in and contact somebody. Like, do the right thing before you lose your life or before somebody else does.
Romantic is not my middle name.
I just don't know what to do. So I went to 1-800-Flowers.com.
Oh, wow. Seriously, wow.
Look at these flowers.
This woman
Absolutely.
didn't find out about Casey White's escape from law enforcement. In fact, she is the one who alerted local authorities and the U.S. Marshal's Office about her situation, asking for protection. They have promised to step up patrols at her local department. Coming up.
See, that I watched, right? And what I was thinking, okay, I'm going to address this one here now. Don't you find it weird that they say that she didn't hear it on the news? She was actually the one to alert the authorities. So that means that he contacted her or what? How was she alerted? I'm worried about that. You know what I mean? So yes, let's address this. What if he didn't kill Connie, but said he did it, as it was a murder in the Lauderdale area, and he wanted to get back there to be near Vicki? That's a possibility in my mind too. Of like, what? Someone was saying here, Sarah, before I decide what to think about the seemingly fire sale of a house 11 days prior to the escape, I'd need to know how long it was on the market. Me too. If anyone can find that information, please let me know. It's just reported everywhere as this like super quick sale, especially because it was less than half the price than what she should have gotten for it as well. All right. She works in a prison, I think. Okay. Interesting. Yes. She had a radio and she got alerts. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for that information. That I did not know. She had a radio, she got alerts. Okay, great. That must be so terrifying to go to trial, to testify against this man, to see him sentenced to 75 years in prison, to feel safe, like, oh my word, okay, thank goodness. And then he escapes. I don't know about you, but that's my worst nightmare right there. So now let's have a look how he moves. I put this on half speed. Let me just check that it is, so that we can really have a look, Let's really look. Here we go. That's him. I think this was from 2020. But look at him. He's a giant. Sure. Scary, right? So let's look again. Yeah, it looks so different with hair. I agree. I think the picture that was on my slide there is the most current one of him, of course, as well as the surveillance footage. This is not the most accurate. It's not quite how he looks now, but yet he could grow his hair out again or pop on a wig, or we just don't know. But yeah, the ears are a giveaway, don't you think? So look how he moves. So if you see this, you know what to do. Don't approach him. Call 911 or the tip line. Sure, he's a big guy. Massive, right? He looks like a killer. Why, oh, why does he look so different? Big difference. Mm-hmm. Run like heck. Okay, so I just want to make sure. I want to share everything here. I've got that. Oh, yes, this was also about the relationship. So let's add this.
We don't have any evidence of any physical relationship. What I mean by special relationship, we got information from some of the inmates over the weekend that they had a relationship. And by that, what they were talking about was that he had extra food on his trays. He was getting special privileges. She was, doing special things for him that other inmates didn't get. That he was getting treated special. We don't have any evidence of any physical relationship. What I mean by special relationship, we got information from some of the inmates over the weekend that they had a relationship. And by that, what they were talking about was that he had extra food on his trays. He was getting special privileges. She was, doing special things for him that other inmates didn't get. That he was getting treated special.
Okay. So you heard it twice. I hope that didn't echo. Did it echo? When I open Twitter, sometimes it echoes. So I know we're still going to do map time, so just hold on for that. I'm just trying to unpin things so I know what I've shared with you and what I still need to share with you. Now this one, oh my word, this was like what to me. Look at this.
Hyundai Tucson versus Toyota RAV4. Hyundai Tucson.
just to the plot just needs to thicken just a little bit more. Alabama escapee Casey White's half brother vanished almost 5 years ago. The Lawrence County Sheriff said a Lawrence County man has been missing since 2017. The half brother of Lauderdale County escapee Casey White. Sheriff Max Saunders said Stephen Patrick White, 47, of 11295 Alabama 101 in Town Creek, was last seen October 3rd at his residence. 2017. Okay. We occasionally get a call from the public about the fellow's whereabouts. We follow it up, but so far nothing has panned out. He added that Casey White was in the state prison at the time of his half brother's disappearance. Now, to me, what if this dude, because they say he walked into the woods and disappeared, and then they say, yeah, sometimes we get a call about the fellow's whereabouts. Okay, what if he's the one who set up the freaking getaway cabin already or something? What if this plan is bigger than what we think it is? I don't know. Look at it. The Lawrence County Sheriff's Office. Let me zoom this in for you guys. The Lawrence County Sheriff's Office needs your help with a missing person investigation. Stephen Patrick White was last seen Friday, October 27th, 2017 at 11295 Alabama Highway 101 Town Creek, Alabama. Stephen White was reported to have walked away from the house around 4 p.m. and walked into the woods. Mr. White has not been seen since. Multiple searches by family, friends, volunteers, and law enforcement have been conducted. Anyone with information about White's whereabouts is asked to call the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office at 256-974-9291. Hashtag bring Stephen home. Like, either dangerous Casey Cole White has something to do. Well, they said he was in prison. So I don't know if, you don't know who they know on the outside. Either it's unrelated completely, which will be quite the coincidence, or Casey White from the inside influenced someone to do something to his brother. Maybe he knew something, I don't know. Or he walked into the woods, into some cabin, and is living there setting up the getaway, because the Alabama alerts are still going off. If you live there, do you live there in Alabama, guys? Some of you have sent me some of the alerts that you're getting to look out for this couple in the area. So even though everyone is expecting them to have already left the country or left the area or gone to Florida, imagine if they're still in Alabama. That would be the most shocking thing, right? My word. So they say authorities said Stephen White's wife reported missing his disappearance the next day. The following day, a team of county investigators assisted the Lawrence County Rescue Squad and its canine searched family property with no success, according to the then sheriff, Gene Mitchell. On November 5th, 2017, a second search of the rescue squad's dive team and the Hatton Volunteer Fire Department made no new discovery. Sanders said anyone with information about Stephen White's whereabouts should contact the sheriff's office at 256-974-9291. The sheriff said a $2,000 reward is for information leading to Stephen White's whereabouts. Right? 4 months. Plenty of time to set up the getaway. Yes. Okay. So that I found that was like a excuse me, what moment for me, like, wait, what? That brother as well? Here they say Vicki White fired, losing her pension. Of course, she handed in her retirement the day before she disappeared with Casey. But now they say the Lauderdale County Corrections Officer charged with assisting an inmate, Casey Cole White, who has been charged with capital murder, has been fired from her job, Sheriff Rick Singleton said on Wednesday. So she's not going to get that. So what the money she has right now is she got $95,000 for the sale of her home, which I don't know if it was paid off or not or what. And then she bought this, the Ford. I don't know for how much either, but the cash she had left from all of that is probably what she has. You know? They may try to get to a big city so they're less noticeable. They may try to go to Florida, as people have said. Casey White is a former high school football player. They say he was quiet and polite, according to classmates, but also had no moral checkpoint. He once pleaded guilty to DV for beating a relative with an axe handle. Yeah, I'm worried about her safety too. Yeah, but I love him. Unfortunately, it seems like that. So, even if she fell in love with him, which is very likely, from all those years working there, don't you know these types of dudes? They have no regard for you whatsoever. He has no regard for anyone but himself, from what we have learned about him, right? Oh my word. They will not be recognized in Times Square. I think he might stand out, not because he's so tall. He is so tall. Oh my word. I'm just quickly looking if there's anything else here. And then I know I've still got to show you the maps. So let's do that. Just to get another grip on where everything is. Maybe they're going to hide out in the Netherlands. Good luck getting here. It's very far. He is not in love with her. He doesn't need her anymore. That's the problem. She'll be like, that's a difficult triggering word to say, meaning given the situation, but like dead weight to her. Like once she unlocks those shackles, frees him, that's a dangerous time for her, right? Even if she had some kind of fantasy of being in a cabin with him somewhere, no, that would be him manipulating her and getting her to believe that this was going to be possible, right? Okay, so let's do map time. All right, so let's do some map time, everybody. I'm just looking at your messages. You ain't gonna like his cray ways, especially if he gets drunk. But I'll be able to trust and change him. Famous last words, often heard. Exactly. She didn't act like she was in love with him in the escape video. Well, how would one act like you are in love with him in an escape video? She sure held the door open for him, but we won't be able to see it in the escape video. Survey. I'm clueless as to why she would do this. Okay, so if we look here, this is the Lauderdale County Corrections. Okay. Right here, and the courthouse is like right there near the Italian Grill. But they didn't go that way. They headed straight for that shopping mall. This is the gas station where that footage was from. Remember that surveillance footage where they saw the patrol car? This one. That footage was from this Sunoco gas station on the way to this Florence mall, and they parked quite close to there. I don't know exactly yet where they parked, but somewhere close to here. And then what else I put on the map is where she bought the car, which was in Rogersville, and Limestone County is where the ex-girlfriend was from. I think others are involved helping them hide. No fool like an old fool. He's got an advantage on us because he can always see us coming first. So, this is also where she bought the car, and this is also where he committed, allegedly, that murder of Connie Ridgway in 2015, 2 months before he'd attacked the ex-girlfriend. So the fact that she bought the car in Rogersville is interesting to me. Like, I mean, are they heading east? I don't know where they'd be heading from there. It's just, I just wanted to show you on the map. Of course, people are speculating they've gone to Florida. Maybe they're hiding with the laundries. Oh my word, imagine that. We'll be like, what? Our minds will be absolutely blown. Jerry Springer couple. But I love him, Jerry. How easy would it be to get into Canada? That would be a question I have too. How easy would it be? I mean, they could. They could go there, and they had a 5.5 hour head start. So who knows where they are now, what car they're really driving. Because I'm pretty sure they would have, she might have even bought another car elsewhere, set it all up. I don't know. That's the thing. Wow. I would think Mexico is likely as it's closer. Possibly Mexico. But yes. Can you believe it? I can't believe what she's done. I know this has happened before. And I know there's a lot of people working in prisons that fall in love with inmates, and it's just so inappropriate. Don't do it. As to her divorcing her sick husband, many times when a spouse gets chronically ill, the couple's divorce, so the sick spouse qualifies. Oh, okay, for Medicaid support, and they don't go. Okay, interesting. Oh. Wow. I didn't know that. Okay. Maybe that's why then. I wonder when exactly he got sick, but because he was a drug addict, and they were married for 4 years, and they got divorced 16 years ago, and he died in January. And they definitely, I feel like we can't discount the fact that he died in January, and then in February she's like, it seems as though she lost her mind after that. She sold her house, she bought this car, she was planning this whole thing with Casey. So yeah. My first live, love your channel. Vicki was extorted, in my opinion. I have a theory. Share your theory. Thank you so much, Revenge, for your $7.99 Australian dollar super sticker. I really appreciate it. 5.5 hours is 300 miles plus, 65 miles per hour if they drive carefully to avoid notice. Wow. They can get far then, huh? I feel like they'll come to New York too. Very TikTok-y. True about the Medicaid. Do we know where in the East? We don't know. They quit work for inmates all the time. Look at Vicky's incident record. I think she was overpowered, losing her gun to an inmate years ago. Wow. If anyone can get their hands on that, please send it to me on email. Yeah, she likes to fix her men. Yeah, that's the pattern, huh? Oh boy. Get Mr. G to fly over. Yes. Happy Haggies, thank you so much for your £5 super sticker. Yeah, she lost her mind for sure. I know, I can see a lot of people saying, is it menopause? Is it, I don't know. I just really feel like it's probably a combination of everything. Mostly, my personal opinion is it's hybristophilia in full force. It's just like falling in love with a bad boy. And he's super tall, my word. Bahamas, maybe? Maybe. Can you compare his photo without hair or beard with her civil photo? Check out similar noses and mouths. They look similar-ish, but man, I see what you mean, but the height, whew, That height. Wow. She apparently doesn't have kids from everything I've looked at. They could get to Cuba pretty easy. Oh, my word. So, yes, that's the map time there. Did she know him prior? Apparently, the relationship dates back to 2020. So, I don't know about prior, before that. That I don't know. I just want to quickly check my notes as well to make sure I've shared everything here. Oh, Vicki White had previously lived in Rogersville. That's another one I wrote down, which I'm like, wait, what? She recently purchased an AR-15 rifle and shotgun, and that's why they believe they're traveling with this. That detention hall photo that we've seen of him was taken on Tuesday, and they escaped on Friday. Vicki was married in December of 1988 at the age of 24. And yeah, I've shared about Casey's half brother as well. And just one more time, on February 25th, Casey was transferred to Lauderdale County Correctional Center from state prison for court appearances. He was set to stay until the end of May, and his trial was to begin on June 13th. His last call with his mother, she said he sounded normal, nothing out of order really. He just mentioned then in the last call he had a pen pal, but didn't mention who it was. So yes. Exactly. She put everyone in danger to take off with this guy. And yeah, unfortunately, it makes a terrible reputation. You know, it makes it really difficult for other female CEOs and, I don't know, people in authoritative positions, right? I'll show you this one now that I was going to show you earlier. They say son of missing Alabama inmate's alleged murder victim fears for his own safety. The son of a woman allegedly killed in 2015 by the Alabama inmate who vanished with a corrections officer said that he fears for his and the public's safety as the dangerous prisoner remains on the loose. Melissa says, your presentations are the best, Grizz. Thank you so much, Melissa Peck. I really appreciate your $20 super sticker. That's so sweet. Thank you for supporting the channel, for all your support. It's really, really nice. Austin Williams, whose mother, Connie Ridgway, 58, was stabbed to death, says he was shocked when informed that the suspect, Casey Cole White, 38, disappeared along with Vicki White, 56, the Assistant Director of Corrections for Lauderdale County. It's really hard to describe how I feel, the Tennessee resident told the U.S. Sun. It's hard to comprehend that something like this is even possible. It completely blows my mind. He said he fears for his own safety as well as that of the general public while Casey White remains at large. Oh, he's a very dangerous person, and anyone who gets into contact with him needs to call 911 right away, Austin told the outlet. Casey White has been accused of breaking into Ridgway's home and then stabbing her to death. So, he's got serial killer vibes, you know? Not an organized one, though. You get organized ones and disorganized ones, right? He's quite chaotic in everything he does, from what I can gather. Though he reportedly confessed to the killing, he entered a not guilty plea by reason of insanity. He's so dangerous, Williams said, adding, that is a very dangerous guy, and that means anyone who crosses his path is in a huge amount of danger. I mean, damn, he couldn't warn anyone more, right? He's like, danger! So much danger, right? And here they say wanted by U.S. Marshals, which we've looked at as well. You think you have the guy. This is the picture that was taken on Tuesday, before the Friday that they disappeared. You think you have the guy, and he's finally going to trial, and then all of a sudden he gets out, and someone who's meant to keep him inside actually helps him get out, he continued. My goodness, the grieving son who urged the pair to turn themselves in added, it blows my mind that someone who's familiar with Casey White and his record would risk anything with him because he's just such a dangerous person. Casey vanished with Vicki after she said that she was taking him for a mental health evaluation at the county courthouse on Friday. A warrant was issued for her arrest on Monday. Lauderdale County Sheriff Rick Singleton said it appears the jail official acted out of her own free will. What I like about this sheriff is he's like, I'm going to share everything. Everything they find on this case, in the case, he's sharing. He's doing so many interviews, press releases, everything. I really like that. Like, we're not missing out on anything, right? I guess we're trying to hold on to that last straw of hope that maybe for some reason she was threatened and did this under coercion, but absolutely you'd feel betrayed. All of her co-workers are devastated. We've never had any situation like this with Vicki White. She was a model employee, the sheriff added. My word. He said surveillance footage where a patrol vehicle was found didn't turn up any evidence showing that what happened to the two. We're still aggressively pursuing every lead that we've got. The biggest obstacle we have right now is we still do not have a vehicle description for whatever vehicle they may have transferred into, but now we do. Now we do. So this was a little older, right? Thank you, Gregory. Is it just me? But my mind can't wrap around the logic of this. We live in a simulation. Gregory, we live in a simulation. Well, yeah, in love, there's no logic. I still think that I'm going to look at you guys' poll results now, but I just think this is hybristophilia. Like, really, she had the hots for him. That's what I'm thinking it came down to. What do you think? He said Vicki, a widow with no children, also submitted her retirement papers last week, with Friday supposed to be her last day of work. She recently sold her house, but her retirement fund paperwork had not yet been processed. He added there's no clear evidence as to whether the two people had a personal relationship. Of course, they've expanded on that now as well. As a mother, I didn't know how to act because I thought at first it was a mistake, Davis told CNN affiliate. And then when I found out for sure it was just disbelief. She told the outlet that her daughter, who was living with her after selling her place, didn't mention retirement and never spoke about Casey White. I didn't know anything about him, she said. We don't know if she was took by force, if she was voluntarily in this, but we just want her back. That's all we want. And of course, we've looked at the 2020 thing that Casey, oh man, tried to also break out. Then in 2020, Casey tried to break out of the same lockup. He reportedly made 2 makeshift knives and planned to take a hostage as part of his escape plan, but was thwarted by correctional officers. The attempt prompted a new policy requiring 2 deputies to accompany the capital murder suspect anywhere. You shouldn't try to approach either one of these individuals because we consider them both dangerous, and in all probability, both individuals are armed. And then the last one I just want to look at is this. Could he have falsely confessed to the murder to get transferred, knowing she would help him escape? Is there any evidence linking him? This is what I want to know. And he was still going to trial. So that's the problem. We don't know if he actually did. He just confessed to that. And that was in 2020. Okay, so if I just want to show you this because like giant 6'9". I like how the Daily Mail, giant 6'9" Alabama jail escapee 38, who's on the run after being held by female guard 56, is a monster who admitted to killing woman 59 and vowed to murder his ex-girlfriend if he ever got out, as the manhunt intensifies. So Casey White broke into a home and shot at his ex-girlfriend in December 2015. He held 2 men inside at gunpoint while 2 children hid in the basement. A dog was found shot dead, and White later told police he'd go back if he could. He stated that if he was released, he would kill the victim, police said at the time. White escaped from an Alabama jail Friday after being escorted out by a guard. Police have now issued an arrest warrant for Vicki White, 56. So this obviously just goes in more detail of exactly what we've just seen. And we've looked at the video of how he moves as well. Look at this guy. Oh, my word. Yes, what did he give her? You're like, what did he give her? Well, maybe they were writing letters to each other because, he said he had a pen pal. Apparently, their relationship dates back to 2020. So who knows? Are they going to... The sheriff is busy looking at surveillance footage now dating back, from inside the correctional facility, looking at letters, looking at phone calls. They're looking at everything they can find, digging up what they can, because I think they're going to find some stuff. What do you guys think? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you guys wanted in centimeters. 206 centimeters, exactly. Yes. I actually wrote it here. I just want to make sure. Yeah, 6'9", 2.057 meters. Sure. Stacy, thank you for your $10 super sticker. Thanks for all you do. Peace and love from Tulsa, Oklahoma, USA. Thank you so much. Yeah, pen pal. Lol. I can't imagine him writing letters, really. He's probably just drawing things, Don't they review the letters that come in? Well, they do. However, if it's coming from inside, she could just walk past and slip him a letter. You know what I'm saying? Because she's the assistant director. That's the problem. Sick Designs, welcome to membership. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you, everyone. I think that's we pretty much looked at everything that we can. If you missed anything, please go, or if you just rolled in now, please go back and watch because there's lots of details that were shared. today, before I go, always I just want to check. I hope this doesn't echo. I don't know why Twitter makes things echo sometimes, but I just want to check in case there's anything new, like breaking news that they find them. What? You just never know. Imagine if I end the live and they're like, they found them. See, they say breaking, but okay, no, they say breaking. Authorities believe the inmate and officer had a romantic relationship which extended into Vicki White's non-work hours. They traced the relationship back to as early as 2020. Okay, well, if that's breaking, we already said it here. You know what I mean? We already said it here. They released a clearer photo of the car, which we've also seen. So let's just look at the latest one more time. What's the latest, guys? No, that's it. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to just quickly remove this presentation. And then I will play the video file one more time, just so that you guys can analyze it one more time. So it would be this one. Stand by. I first want to just say thank you so much for being here. Please hit the thumbs up, leave your comments below as well. I really appreciate reading all your comments, hearing all your thoughts, because I can't keep up with the whole chat. Thank you so much to my mods, to all my YouTube members for supporting the channel, to all my patrons for supporting the work that I do. On membership and definitely on Patreon, I offer a lot of other perks that are beyond true crime, which would be like going to the zoo. I film videos and edit them for you guys and put them out there. Going to the zoo, I visit castles, I visit canals in Utrecht where I live, right? So if you want to see that kind of stuff, it's kind of the balance of true crime and then beyond. Feel free to see that. And of course, follow me on social media. All the links are in the description box below as well. If you want to follow my little fitness journey, I've got a second TikTok now also called Grizzly Goals. Karen Kennedy, thank you for your $20 super sticker. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are helping me save towards a i9 core processor. I think I have an i5 now. So saving up for that. Savvy says, I just found your channel 2 weeks ago and you've quickly become my favorite true crime YouTuber. I appreciate all your research. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Favorites, everyone. Revenge says, he targeted her. Her retirement was a plea for help. I think he targeted her too, right? He really got under her skin, got in her head. You need 6 weeks here notice. Sale of home, desperate. He had ties to the Aryan Brotherhood. I have so much to say. Okay, well, I'm going to put my email address here. So in case anyone wants to email me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Erin. Let's not forget to hit the like button. Yes, that really helps a lot so that YouTube tells everyone, hey, this lady did a lot of hard work and you all got to see this. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you so much for being a member, a patron, and for your super sticker. That's so sweet. Thank you very much. All right, I'm just checking. Yeah, you love the zoo time. And by the way, I do animal commentary, which people tend to like. Animal commentary on my zoo video. So if you're a member and you join now, go check the members only playlist and you'll see the latest video, or head over to Patreon where there's a lot of perks there and the animal commentaries there too. All right, let's have a look at this footage. Feel free to comment whatever you want about the footage, and I will see you in the next one, whatever video is next, okay? Well, I'll keep you posted on the story. I'm following it like literally, I'm like, what? It feels like, again, like the Brian Laundrie days of like, what, where? So, yes, thank you so much for being here. Let's watch this one.
I'm saying go.
Hi, Grizzlies. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is for you. Let me know where you're watching from today, and please give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. It's so nice to see all the familiar faces. I love seeing you all here as we continue to cover the story of this manhunt. This is very much a what story. It's reminding me a little bit of the Gabby Petito case. Remember when we were like, where and what and map time and how, and it's like, oh my word, the more days that go on, it's day 7 now, the more things are unfolding. Smack that like button or leave your DNA on the thumbs up. Yes, okay, you can hear me. Hello, and thank you so much to all my mods who are here. Thank you to all my members whose names are highlighted in green, to my patrons, subscribers, viewers, everyone. If you're brand new here, then hello. My name is Gisela K. I'm a South African living in the Netherlands. And this is Grizzly True Crime, the community, Grizzlies, wonderful community. And I hope you'll enjoy the show. So I have a lot to show you today, as always. Not so much in presentation, just more like news that's been unfolding about the relationship between Vicki White and Casey White, not related. I like the way they report it now. Vicki White and Casey White, not related. I have a cabin behind me here as well, because you'd never know. They might be in a cabin in the woods somewhere. We don't know where they are right now. Apparently, there's been a lot of sightings reported in the east of America, they say. So I don't know if that means Florida or where. But they're getting the most tips and calls from the east, is what they're saying. Sarah D, 1987, welcome to membership. I hope you enjoy all the content, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. Yeah, this is a what case. How you came across this, thank you. I have a Google alert, and I was like, I see lots of cases every day, and of course you guys email me lots of things, but when I saw this one, I was like, oh, this one. This sounds so interesting. And again, I didn't know it was gonna, go like this, but yeah, they're on the run, and it's the more that stuff unfolds, the more we're like, oh dear. Okay, so I want to show you already just right off the bat. Let's go to this. I want to show you this. The Daily Mail is actually really good at lots of info, providing lots of info, comprehensive. I like it very much. So, female jail guard who I've read lots of articles, seen lots of videos. This one sums it up really well. After the show, of course, I will link it as well. Female jail guard who busted, I like how all the titles change, who busted 6'9" murder suspect out of Alabama prison, had secret phone calls with the thug during a 2-year special relationship as she methodically planned the prison break. Methodically planned. This was planned for a long time. Now, I know that a lot of us have wondered, what if him confessing to that murder in 2015, right? He confessed in 2020. What if that was already the start of the plan? But I saw that apparently that's been debunked, or the sheriff is not having it. The DA is not having it. Like that happened. He confessed to it. So that's apparently not where the plotting started. But yeah, they already came across each other already as early as 2020. Why would this woman throw her entire life away for this POS? She must have been extremely desperate, dude. You never know what's going on in her life, right? We don't know. I just know her ex-husband recently passed away in January, and then by February she put her house on auction. By the way, that's another update. We're going to get into all of it. But she put her house on auction, so it's not like on the market like normal. She auctioned it off. It took a little bit of time. She moved in with her mother already around the 25th of March because they said she'd been staying there for 5 weeks. The house was officially sold April 18th, but it was already on auction February 24th for everyone who was asking yesterday. Thank you so much to the Grizzlies who emailed me some information today. I'm so sorry, I don't know your name right now. Hold on. I got so many emails today. Oh my word. But I do want to say thank you. Just hold on 1 second, please. One is from Debbie. Thank you so much. Thank you to Matthew as well. And Brandy. Thank you so much. Okay. So if we look at this, they say Alabama jail guard Vicki White had secret phone calls over the course of 2 years with the murder suspect that she helped smuggle out of jail last week. So they were on the phone. The corrections officer kept her special relationship with Casey White alive while he served a 75-year sentence in state prison for a crime spree that involved him shooting at his ex-girlfriend, according to Lauderdale County Sheriff Rick Singleton. And yes, we are going to look at that other case as well. I'm telling you, this guy's a serial killer. Okay, speculatively, in my opinion, speculatively, he's a serial killer. And we'll get into it. But let's just look at this. Casey was moved from state prison to the county jail where Vicki works in February to face trial on separate capital murder charges. But that's not the first time they met. That's not the first time they met. No. It goes all the way back to 2020. They locked eyes, or she locked eyes with him, and then the phone calls and I suppose pen palling started. Anyway, so they say Vicki then sold her house and planned to retire on Friday before taking off with him instead. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. Now, speaking of which, I just want to here and there, I'm just going to here and there put myself back on screen so that you can see me while I'm chatting. I had a look at this, the normal retirement age in Alabama, and it really isn't 56. It's around, they've got tier 1 and 2. So let me just go to my own Twitter handle because I tweeted it out. Okay. Tier 1 members are eligible for retirement benefits at age 60 with at least 10 years of service. And if you have 25 years of service, you can retire at any age and apply for full retirement benefits. Tier 2 members are eligible for retirement benefits at age 62 with at least 10 years of service. Now, she served almost 17 years, so she's not at the 20. So she really shot herself in the foot also retiring at that age, at 56, you know? Margaret says, my son-in-law is 6'10". Everywhere he goes, people notice him. Okay, so back to that. So already the number one red flag, I wonder what the conversation was like when she handed in her retirement. Like, I'm retiring. I mean, she spoke to her colleagues about, going to live at the beach and things like that. But it must have been a bit of a shock because, like, why are you doing this at this age? Why are you doing this now after all this time, right? Anyway, so then, okay, Vicki then sold the house, planned to retire on Friday before taking off with him instead. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. The video of her leading the 6'9" inmate out of jail, which we looked at in detail yesterday, shows she was prepared to help him, says Human Behavior Academy President Susan Constantine. This is why I wish I had actual body language qualifications, even though that's just like a theory, right? I love body language stuff. And that's kind of what I was trying to articulate, is that it looks like, she was very prepared, as they say. So they say it was really obvious to me what was going on here was planned out, methodical, and she played it out in her mind, even to how she parked the car. She told Fox News she was prepared. Her waddling gait, I mean, damn, what a way to imagine being described as having a waddling gait as she stepped out of her car and walked in to retrieve Casey shows she was rough around the edges and somewhat masculine, Constantine said. I agree. There's a very masculine vibe. And my speculation would be, what if she's dressing up as a dude right now? I'm just saying it just so that she can hide better. Okay. So authorities are on day 7 of a U.S. Marshal-led manhunt for the fugitive pair. They could be armed with an AR-15 and a shotgun and may have used a copper 2007 Ford Edge to get away. Right. So this other stuff we know. And then surveillance video shows the moment that Vicki White snuck monster Casey White, 38, out of jail. She parks her cruiser by the door, takes her time exiting the vehicle, leaning back into the seat to grab something. She waddles into the facility. That's why I'm reading this to you, because it's a little bit snarky, She waddles into the facility and leads Casey out, holding the door for him as he's shackled. She doesn't seem to have a care in the world, said Constantine, the body language expert. Her stride movements are just at ease. There's not a sense of franticness or rapid movement. Yes, that's what we were looking at yesterday as well. If she's smart, you're going to have a hard time catching her. A hard time catching her. Adding that he would start the search by looking at where she'd been shopping, what she'd been buying, and who Casey had been talking to right before they left. She might not have used cash. She would have bought them in advance, he said. If he's a backwoodsman, if he can sustain them in hunting and fishing, I wouldn't discount that the people in the area who live there, who may even know him, they'll tell you where he would fish or hunt. Vicki may still be in danger, he warns. He's a bad guy. I wouldn't be surprised if she's at risk, given his predilection for violence, which is a long criminal record. We're going to look at that. Vicki and Casey White, who are not related, you see, share a special relationship. It dated back to 2020 when the prisoner was first brought to Lauderdale County for his arraignment on murder charges that he confessed to while already in state prison for 75 years, on a 75-year sentence. although Casey was in custody at a state prison ahead of his arraignment and was transferred back to the facility immediately after, the pair stayed close. Sheriff Rick Singleton confirmed to the Daily Mail on Wednesday. Singleton previously said that she visited him in person at the prison, but he corrected himself on Thursday, saying the unlikely couple communicated only by phone. So that's interesting that they said it and then retracted it. I'm like, oh, did she though? Like, did she visit him? At this point, I wouldn't put past her. The details of their secret relationship emerged just hours after officials released new video of the couple's escape. The video footage shows the squad car that they were traveling in past a gas station as Vicki drove Casey to a mental health evaluation, which did not exist. The pair abandoned the vehicle about a half a mile from the gas station. So this is what I was showing in my countdown already today. You can see it right here as the car comes past right here. You saw it. There we go. And then, yes, there's the height comparison. There's a better one as well that Paige tagged me in on Twitter, which I can show you. Surveillance video taken at the Lauderdale County Jail showed the moment that Vicki snuck 6'9" monster Casey out of the facility before they went on the run with an AR-15 and a shotgun. Okay, so this, we already have gone over all of this stuff, okay? We've gone over all of this stuff yesterday. So now I'm going to move on. I don't want to bore you by just reading you an article. That's not my style at all. Hello, everyone. I have strong vibes. He'll hurt her before she's found. Me too. I worry about that so much. Like, he has absolutely no regard for anyone, which is something else I wanted to tell you. So much to share that I'm like, what? I'm just like, okay, so this is area restricted for me in the Netherlands. I need a VPN to be able to read this to you, so I'm going to have to do it from my phone. So it says, former Limestone County Sheriff recalls a 2015 standoff with Casey White. So just listen to this. Limestone County, Alabama. Former Limestone County Sheriff Mike Blakely says that Casey White, who escaped the Lauderdale County Detention Center, has a history of violence. He said he de-escalated a standoff involving White in 2015. So it gives you, we're trying to paint a picture of what this guy's really like, you know what I mean? Blakely sat down with News 19 investigative reporter Dallas Parker Monday afternoon. The former sheriff says he's known White since he was a little boy. So the conversations we could have, if we could interview this guy, like what was he like? But White was a man on the run from law enforcement in 2 states when Blakely encountered him in December of 2015. So remember, he allegedly murdered Connie Ridgway, and there was the attempted murder and the hostage situation with his ex-girlfriend. Now, there's another case from 2008 involving another ex-girlfriend, and we'll get into that. But here, he was already on the run. So listen how he behaved. Blakely said White broke into his ex-girlfriend's house, shot at 2 of her friends, and shot and killed her dog in early December 2015. That's when Blakely said White went on a hunt for a car, attempting 2 carjackings and successfully stealing the 3rd car. Following a late-night chase, Limestone County deputies cornered White. That's when the man began pleading for the sheriff to intervene. I got there just a few minutes afterward, Blakely said. Everybody was there with AR-15s and Casey standing out in the middle of the roadway with 2 Glock 40 caliber pistols, one stuck to each side of his head, and talking about unaliving himself. Blakely said White wanted him to call his mother and tell her that he loved her. So just think about that. We just pause and think of the psychology. He was like on the run, attempted carjackings, and we're going to get more into the one now. He's very violent, has no regard for anyone else. And then he actually happened to steal one other car. Then there's this chase. And when the police actually catch him, then he's got 2 guns, one in each hand, pointed at his head, threatening to unalive himself and saying, "Can you please call my mom and tell her that I love her?" Whoa, this dude's psychology, man. Hello, G. She's worse than him. She premeditatedly bought the AR-15 and the shotgun, knowing she'll be killing her brothers in blue. I think she has ex-cons helping hide them that she helped before. Oh, my word. Imagine it. Well, yeah, she's not a victim at this point. She's very complicit in all this. Blakely said White wanted him to call his mother and tell her that he loved her. Just repeating that. I kept trying to talk Casey into surrendering, telling him nothing was going to happen, the former sheriff said. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to make y'all kill me." I put him in my truck and brought him back to the jail where he stayed for a couple of years before actually getting sentenced and being sent to the penitentiary. White received a 75-year state prison term for the events described by Blakely. The former sheriff said that once White was transferred to the Donaldson Correctional Facility in Bessemer, he began receiving letters from him. He wrote me several times telling me that he could solve a murder for Lauderdale County and that he knew where we could find a body in Limestone County. Speculatively, this guy's a serial killer. So we've got the ex-girlfriend. We're going to look at that case from 2008, and we absolutely want justice for her. 2008, okay? She died. Her death was deemed an unaliving oneself event. But he was there. He was dating her. We're going to get into that. That's 2008. Connie Ridgway, 2015. Attempted murder of his ex-girlfriend, also 2015. His brother goes missing in 2017. Now Vicky's with him. So if she ends up not alive because of him, that would mean he potentially murdered 5 people. And he tells the police, I can help you solve a murder. He's like a Ted Bundy right here. I can help you solve a murder. I know where the body is. Okay. So then, and writing letters to the sheriff. Oh my word. So they say, he wrote me several times telling me he could solve a murder for Lauderdale County and that he knew where we could find a body in Limestone County. In further correspondence, Blakely tells News 19 that White was desperate for a transfer. It's my understanding, according to KC, that he'd been shanked a couple of times while they're in prison. He didn't like it down there and wanted to get back in county jail. Blakely said White outlined where his investigators could find a woman's body in Limestone County, but nothing ever came of the search. Now, I'm thinking it's because animals moved the body or someone found and moved the body, or maybe it was just a missing person unidentified. We don't know. Right? Okay. But White would confess to the 2015 murder of Connie Ridgway. He was charged with her murder in 2020. White later pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity to those charges. And prosecutors said White claimed he was paid to kill the Rogersville woman. He was set to go to trial in April 2022. Actually, they said June 13th, as far as I remember, leading to his return to the Lauderdale County Detention Center for his pretrial motions. But his trial was continued, yes, to June. Okay, there we go. Now he's on the run with the jail's Assistant Director of Corrections, Vicki White. I hope you guys are following. I hope I'm not talking too fast. They're probably trying to put as much distance between themselves in this area as they possibly can. The former sheriff issued a warning to the public. Okay, so listen to it. I would suggest anyone that comes in contact with him, just be extremely cautious. Not only that, any officer that comes in contact with him. And an invitation to KC White. Call me and come see me, and we'll see if we can't get this mess straightened out. Oh my word. So there's that. And they also say, a detective who has interviewed an escaped Alabama murder suspect said the fugitive has no regard for human life. We know this by what we know about him, right? But I don't think Vicki knows this. No regard for human life. Okay. So they say, hold on. He's a con artist, very well versed at manipulating women. We can literally see that in action. Oh my word. And then one more sentence that I want to tell you here. They say his thought process. People wouldn't suspect that he was riding in an 18-wheeler. Hunter interviewed White after this crime spree and a never before heard jailhouse confession. I saw the big truck, jumped up, knocked on the trucker's door. I was going to get him to just drive me, White told police. And when White was unsuccessful in stealing the truck, he saw a woman in a running car. Detective said White tried to carjack a Kentucky woman in her Toyota, firing indiscriminately into her car. Investigative photos show bullet holes in the metal and the glass shattered. The inside of the car was covered with blood, and detectives say that boxes piled in the back seat may have saved the woman from being shot in the head. She was shot in the arm and survived. Okay, so the reason I'm telling you that is because he would behave like that now. He's probably just running around there. There's an AR-15, a 9mm handgun, and possibly a shotgun as well that he has at his disposal, especially if he's been unshackled, which I would assume he's been. But then again, you never know. But probably, right? Anyway, so that's that. I don't want to bore you with that more, just to read to you. Let's also now look at this, because some people, I don't think you saw this. I think I shared this the other day, but maybe I didn't. I had it pinned, but it's Vicky's mother talking.
I talked to her that morning. She called to ask me about the dog because he'd been sick.
The last phone call Pat Davis had with her daughter, Vicki White, was a routine call about her dog.
I just called to check on him, just normal like. And then I texted her at 1 o'clock to tell her that I was cooking supper, but she didn't respond.
Vicki never returned home for supper and has been missing for more than 72 hours now. Davis says Vicki had been living at her house for the past 5 weeks, ever since Vicki sold her own house.
I told her she could stay as long as she wanted to because she was my daughter.
But she didn't notice anything different about her daughter, saying she kept up with her routine of waking up early, heading to work at the jail, and coming back home for dinner.
And I just didn't notice anything about her,
Vicki didn't talk about work much, never mentioning retirement to her mother and never bringing up inmate White.
She didn't say nothing to us about it.
Leaving her mother searching for answers.
This is just not her. This is like a total day and night.
Okay, so there was her mother talking. I see a lot of you asking about the marriage. She was married in December of 1988, and she was married for 4 years. Her husband struggled with drug addiction, and she divorced him after 4 years, but then apparently she looked after him for the last 16 years, is what I've read. And he died in January this year. So that definitely seems to have had a psychological impact on her, because everything really just escalated after that, if one can call it that. It's kind of like I'm free in a way, is what I feel the energy could be, because she's like, oh my word, shame. Like, okay, he died. And then she's like, sell my house, retire, buy a car, and off I go with Casey White. Like, what? My goodness. Okay, so let me just unpin this one. And then I also want to show you the friends talking over here.
Former inmates in the Lauderdale County Jail are shocked the former deputy who they knew well helped a convicted killer escape from jail.
You knew her, you loved her. She was that type of person. Just an awesome lady.
Vicki White served 17 years at the Lauderdale County Jail. In that time, protocol was for 2 officers to escort inmates to and from the jail. This video shows White acting alone. Sheriff Rick Singleton walks us through the escape.
This is his cell block, so he would have come out of that door, go over against this hall, and come down this way. Director White instructed the deputy to bring him to booking. They'd have brought him into this booking room. When he's brought in here, he had been seated on one of these benches and prepared for transport. Basically means put handcuffs, leg shackles, and they're connected by a chain. Came out this door over here, and this is the door from the video. They come out this door, came out here into the sally port. Of course, the car was sitting right here. She put him in the back seat, and then they drove out the door.
The couple had a 6-hour head start before jail staff realized they were on the run. Lifelong friend Debbie Burbank doesn't think Vicki acted alone.
Vicki's always been a good girl. I went to school with her. It's got to be other people involved, and Vicki's just a scapegoat.
Others who knew her say Casey White manipulated her.
I feel like if she had anything to do with it, it was definitely love, because I don't see Vicki doing that, because she's always loved her job.
Sheriff Singleton believes the pair had a 2-year non-sexual relationship where Vicki showed favoritism toward Casey by giving him extra food.
I always say that they don't call these guys con men for nothing. You know, they con. And it's not the first time a female corrections officer has been wooed by some inmate.
U.S. Marshals offering a $5,000 reward for finding Vicki White and a $10,000 reward for finding Casey White. Authorities now.
Yes. Okay. So we've looked at that. Now, what I'd like to show you is look at these pictures here. They actually show us inside this prison, just what the sheriff showed us now. They say exclusive photos obtained by Daily Mail show the maximum security unit where the convicted murderer was being held before he was sprung by a prison guard last week. As sheriff officials say, they have been receiving tips from across the country about their whereabouts. Casey White, 38, was serving a 75-year sentence for attempted murder, burglary, robbery, kidnapping, and animal cruelty at the Lauderdale County Jail. Good spotting for someone who said a dog lover is friggin' running away with someone who commits animal cruelty and has shot a dog. Interesting choice. And also to, I'm so sorry, now I forgot your name already. I'm like, I will remember it, Linda. Linda said, as a previous prison guard, I'm so glad so far on your side, people have stopped saying poor woman, etc. The more time that goes on, there'll be more info coming out about her past. Yes. We trade very cautiously, initially, but now as more facts come out, it's very difficult to say poor woman, right? It's like, at this point, you just don't know what exactly she's up to. Okay, so Casey White, 38, was serving a 75-year sentence, as we know. And so they say he was being held in cell A1 in the maximum security section. Can you believe it? He was held in cell A1 in the maximum security section of the Lauderdale County Jail. Oh, my word. And she just walked him out, which is authorized to house 310 inmates at a time and operates 3 shifts per day with as many as 18 detention officers. It's unclear whether he had any cellmates. The A hall had no bars on the cells. Instead, they were made of cinder block and steel doors with a small window with reinforced glass on each of the cells. So here we can see the pictures very nice and clearly. And so they say he was being held in cell A1. I think it's on the left there, right? Wait, I think you'd have to walk in here. Cell A1, which is authorized to house 310 inmates. Okay. This would be the booking room where it would last be, where it'd be shackled. A mobile restraining chair was posted near Casey's cell in the maximum security wing of the long-term facility. Of course, these are the phones. So he was probably, well, he was in prison, state prison before. I don't know which phone she'd be calling him from, and I don't know if she'd be calling him here after hours, possibly because he was here since February. So we could see the inside like this. They say the window to the maximum security exterior workout yard was shattered. Wow. Okay. Look at all the cameras and everything. So with all the security and everything, of course, the assistant director, that's Vicki White, did the worst. She really abused and exploited her power in this facility. All right. So that's what they say there. I just want to see if there's anything else to show you here. My goodness. I think that's it. Yeah, that was it for then. And then I wanted to show you, there's so much to show you. Sorry for saying I want to show you because I want to show you so many things. So many things, guys. One of the things I want to show you now is, let's just quickly go to the latest on Twitter, because this one lady released an article showing the corruption that's already occurred there, which is quite scary to think about. Hold on one second. This one. Okay. Katie Smith. Katie Smith, if you're watching, thank you for your articles. They're very nice. We've read one before. What case was that? Recently, anyway. So, okay. 60 years of scandals, escapes, and staffing issues, the numerous failures of the Lauderdale County Jail. The last time anyone saw inmate Casey Cole White, an assistant director of corrections, Vicki White, was at 9:41 a.m. on Friday, April 29th. April 29th. Officer White stated she was taking the inmate, who is facing numerous charges, including 2 counts of capital murder, to a mental health evaluation at the courthouse, even though he had no such court appearance scheduled. Instead of arriving at their stated destination, the patrol car the pair were traveling in was spotted on surveillance footage parked at the intersection of Huntsville Road and Cox Creek Parkway 8 minutes after they left the detention center. The escape was meticulously planned, according to authorities. Vicki White, who was slated to retire the day she went missing, sold her house 5 weeks prior for $95,550. We are going to look at pictures of her house, so hang in there. Well below its current market value of just over $200,000. She also purchased an orange 2007 Ford Edge from a used car dealership in Florence, which investigators believe the pair used to escape. Car dealership in Florence. I thought she bought it in Rogersville, but okay. Although Vicki White maintained contact with Casey White after he was transferred back to state prison 2 years ago, Lauderdale County Sheriff Rick Singleton was not aware that the pair had any prior history at the time of the escape. Singleton has attempted to deflect blame away from his department by classifying the escape of Casey White as a result of the individual actions of Vicki White. In reality, the Lauderdale County Jail has a long and storied history of mismanagement, escapes, and corrupt guards that spans far beyond Vicki White's tenure at the facility. The shocking escape of Vicki White and Casey White is just the latest chapter in a story of corruption and mismanagement that goes back 60 years. Whoa. I'm like, what? Sometime after 10 p.m. on Sunday, September 8th, 1963, 4 inmates at the Lauderdale County Jail descended from the second floor of the jail to freedom using a rope made of sheets. Oh my word. The men had apparently sawed out a piece of sheet metal on the cell block and cut 2 bars out of a second-story window. One of the escaped inmates, 19-year-old Franklin Roach, who had a pending SA charge, was serving time for all those words that I can't say. I hope you can read it with me. Was apprehended 4 days later in Florence by a deputy, while the 3 other escapees remained at large. And then they say in July 1971, 4 men managed to escape from the Lauderdale County Jail by knocking a hole in the wall. It's unclear when the men were recaptured, although one of the escaped inmates, Terry Ray Taylor, who was later sentenced to 3 years for grand larceny, robbery, and concealing stolen property, escaped from the Draper Correctional Center in 1973. My word. I just want to quickly look a little bit closer to the time, like what's the most recent, you know what I mean? 1978, we've got I will tag this, I will link this article in afterwards, okay? So that you guys can read it yourself. So that's 1979. It's quite interesting if you look at all of this that has occurred, and I'm sure wouldn't it be like that at almost every prison or not? Is this a particularly bad one or what? A state inspection of the county jail in 1990 found numerous violations at the facility, including cluttered cells and prisoners sleeping on the floor, along with fire code violations. You know, the thing is, as I'm reading this, I don't want to take the focus off Vicki right now. I understand there could be a lot of corruption, there could be a lot of loopholes and things. So you know what I'm going to do? This article, I'm sure it's very interesting. I'm going to put it in the chat over here so you can read it afterwards. Don't go now. Stay here with me. And then I will link it in the description box afterwards, okay? Because it's very lengthy. I want to study this and rather maybe give you some of the points that just came out an hour ago. I've been waiting for this. So they say, although Vicki White orchestrated and participated in the escape of Casey White, mismanagement and a lack of oversight in the facility made her job easy, which is something that you guys raised yesterday. You know, there's definitely the fact that she was able to do it, you know, is already a bit of a problem. So yes, 4 escapes from that jail in the last month. Oh my word. And as the sheriff said, this is not the first time and it won't be the last, since a correctional officer has fallen in love with an inmate. Oh my word. So yes. Now let's look at this case from 2008, because this one is very interesting as well.
I was down to talk to my doctor about Rubelsis.
Ask your healthcare provider about Rubelsis today.
You see what happens to me when I don't have a VPN? And I need a really good one. Maybe if I put my VPN on right now, my stream will be affected. So anyway, 2008 case being re-examined in Limestone County. Family believes that Casey White was involved. So let me zoom in so we can all see it nicely. Limestone County, Alabama. The search for former Lauderdale County Assistant Director of Corrections Vicki White and inmate Casey White has entered its 7th day. As investigators sift through surveillance video and hundreds of tips, WAFF has also learned a 14-year-old case that could be connected to Casey will now be re-examined. The case involves Christy Shelton. So now we want justice for Christy Shelton, right? Her family said they've always had questions about Casey White and what role he might have played in Christy's death. They said that Christy used to date Casey White and that Casey was there when Christy was shot in the chest with a sawed-off shotgun. Oh my word. At the time, it was ruled unalive oneself. However, her family never believed that story and always had doubts. By the way, if you guys want me to censor less, I mean, I don't want to trigger anyone, but I also don't want to say the word there, even though it's an adult word. I don't want to say that because YouTube, it flags it and then it suppresses my reach and it will demonetize my videos. So if you guys don't want me to censor things so much, feel free to do your super thanks or share this episode or do what you can, thumbs up, comment, just to help the episode get out. Okay. Michelle Williamson with the Limestone County Sheriff's Office confirmed Wednesday that investigators are going to re-examine the case, and we're going to hear from Christy Shelton's daughter from her TikTok. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. So that's been a very interesting development in this whole case as well, because the more that people are digging things out, the more dots are being connected. So remember that Casey White's half brother has also gone missing since 2017, so that's interesting too. Okay, so they say, as far as the search for Casey and Vicki, Limestone County Sheriff Rick Singleton said investigators are following multiple tips. They've had reports of sightings from Florida all the way to Kentucky, but none have panned out. The U.S. Marshal Service released a statement late Tuesday evening detailing what car the two may be driving, an orange or copper 2007 Ford Edge. I would be pretty sure that by now they would have ditched that car, don't you think? Don't you think? I don't think they're going to be driving around that car right now. They would have ditched it somewhere by now, unless they've maybe crossed the border or something like that. I don't know. Apparently, the dealer who sold Vicki the car is very upset that law enforcement shared details of the car, because he says if they hadn't, they would have caught them by now, because that would make them ditch the car if they see on the news everywhere everyone's looking for this car. You know what I mean? Maybe it's got some sort of tracking. I don't know. Anyway, Singleton said that information they haven't found the car yet, though. They're saying that once they find the car, even if it's of course abandoned, which is what they're most likely suspecting, maybe they can analyze even the direction in which they're going. I don't know. On the run, Singleton said that information wasn't supposed to be public and it was put out by mistake. He told CNN Wednesday he hopes that slip from law enforcement will lead to Vicki and Casey making a mistake of their own. Apparently, well, not apparently, the U.S. Marshal shared the VIN number and everything, and then it went all wild on Twitter and on social media, and that wasn't supposed to be public information. So interesting. We put the word out to law enforcement to be on the lookout, and inadvertently one of those agencies sent the description out publicly, so that really set us back as far as knowing what they're driving. My question to anyone is, if you were one of them and you knew that we knew what you're driving, what would you do with it? So we expect they're going to change vehicles. Yeah, see? Authorities believe Vicki, without question, aided and abetted Casey's escape. She's now officially been fired from the sheriff's department. Law enforcement around the county, or around the country, sorry, are looking for the duo. Yes. Yeah, probably another car, and especially if he's so well practiced in carjacking. We all understand Grizzly shorthand. Yes. Underwater is a good place to suspect where the car is. I mean, Red, really? Why did she buy a car like that? The color of the car that she chose to buy, why? Like, I'm sure Casey would have been quite upset with her for that. Like, why this friggin' orange, copper, bronze thing? It's like, say copper, right? My word. Oh my word. Okay, so now I want to show you from that case from 2008.
I've waited a couple days to make this video to let everything kind of soak in about this Casey White and Vicki White and escaping or whatever. And when I pictured myself making this video, I pictured me having makeup on, my hair fixed, and
This is the daughter of the potential victim from 2008's case, okay?
But this is what grief looks like. This is what emotions that have been in the back of my heart and haven't been out in a long time. This is what it looks like. I cried myself to sleep last night and just a wreck, really. So
yes,
bear with me. So Casey White was with my mom the night that she committed suicide. Nothing was really ever investigated. I don't even know if they took him in for questioning or whatever. That happened when I was 13, so quite a few years ago. But I was so young that I had no idea what was going on, and you know, if I would have been older, maybe I would have kind of, I don't know, made them look into it more.
I just I really feel for her. You can't blame yourself. You can't blame yourself to say if I was older, I would have made them look into it more. That was their job. That was their job, and they deemed her death unaliving oneself. I just want to go to this latest video because this is the update I really want to share.
Everyone, I finally have an update. It's a pretty good one, so get excited. So yesterday afternoon, after I posted my original video, a news lady reached out to me and I talked to her. She asked me some questions. And then what is so cool is the chief investigator of Limestone County, which is where my mom passed away, the county, his wife saw my TikTok and sent it to him. And that's how he even found me, which is amazing. I just boohoo cried. So he's getting together all of mom's files and all of her information and forensics and all of that stuff, and he is looking into it to get the ball rolling. I'm just so like, you can't take the smile off my face now. And then
I think that's so nice.
The sheriff of Limestone County, he personally called me and said that they were really looking into it. They were going to present it to the DA and hopefully it'll go grand jury. I'm just like, if I could do a backflip, I would freaking do a backflip. I can't believe I'm even talking into my phone. Like, these videos are so embarrassing to me. But the fact that it's even like come to what it is in 24 hours, I'm just blown away and so grateful for everyone that's commented and shared and all the things. Like, I could just kiss you. And I'm very awkward. So I don't know, but I'll take everyone along the ride of this. Like, this is just freaking crazy. And I'll update as much as I can on what's going on.
I'm getting goosebumps. I'm so happy for her. I hope that, that there will be justice for her mom. I'm feeling like Casey, if he was dating her mom and she was found shot in the chest with a sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, that sounds very much like his MO, don't you think? So I really would love to have justice for her mom. So please follow her. Summer Mitchell 10 is her TikTok account. So I'll keep you posted as well. I'm following as well, as you can see. I'm following. I'm on TikTok too. Yes, so I'll keep you posted with what she's saying. I really hope so, that there will be justice. Absolutely. Okay, so just to continue on, I've got so many things. I've got like all the tabs and things to show you. I'm like, what? Like, I'm okay. So what I wanted to show you was, oh yeah, there was this, that's me, typical South African. Oh yeah. There's this one tiny little sentence on one of the latest News Nation articles. And it says that Vicki booked into a hotel the week before this escape. That's like one sentence. I can't find it anywhere else on the internet, but I'm like, what? And by the way, guys, let me show you this. How did I forget this? Oh my word. Just hold on 1 second, everyone. Here we go. Brian Enton. He's gone to Florence, Alabama. On my way to Florence, Alabama. Anything interesting you think I should dig into regarding Vicki White or Casey Cole White? DM me. Oh my word. And then just met the man who sold Vicki White the Ford Edge. He's extremely upset the vehicle description was made public. He believes that the vehicle info stayed only within law enforcement. The manhunt could be over by now. Interesting. Yeah, so that was a mistake to share it, Wow. But yeah, Brian Enton is there, everyone. Yes. Guys, give him a thumbs up because I think a lot of people will be like, what? Like, why doesn't Brian Enton go there? He is there. He went there. We love it when Brian Enton goes to work a case, right? I get so excited. I'm like, oh yes, we're gonna get like first-hand reporting. Like he's our original boots on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, go Brian. So can't wait to see him interview people, to see how he covers this. I'm very excited to see that all. So yes, so that's that. And then I wanted to show you, if I just go here to Twitter, Vicki White. There's two ways to spell Vicki. Obviously, with an I is how it was originally spelled, and then eventually with a Y. So everyone's now spelling it. So I just want to do this again. But there's some very that's just me. That's me tweeting there. Look at all this. We can make it if we try. Oh my word! You see, little Miss Vicki White here got herself her a hotel room the night before their planned escape. But again, I'm area restricted to what I can show you. But they do, if you go here to the thread, Rose over here. Well, yeah, this is a picture of Vicki, in case you guys haven't seen a close up here. There we go. So if we go to the thread here, you see they say here wait. A week prior to the escape, she checked into a hotel. WHNT reports. So I'm thinking this is going to come out tomorrow, where they're like, oh my word. But it's just this one little sentence that I'm like, what? Yeah, I know I'm going to get a strike with that music. I'll just cut that portion out. I know. Thank you, Amy. When I played it, I'm like, damn it. But it was just too entertaining to not play. There's this other one that I saw. Wait, let's just see. There's one where they show, it's like so that was summer, yes. There's a meme of, oh yeah, I think it's Casey White. Wait. I think like this, and then they show, let's just hope it pops up right here. I have to show you guys. Okay, look at this nonsense. People are like coming up with all kinds of things of how they could look right now. Oh my word. But where's that other one? There's one of him where they joke about him being in a Ford Edge. Here we go. Look at this. Casey White in a Ford Edge. Can't help but laugh at that. Oh my word. Can you believe this? Wow. Oh yeah, and I also have to show you so many things to show. Yeah, look at these photos. Casey White has a long violent criminal history. I obtained a series of jail booking photos of the man who's now at the center of this nationwide manhunt after escaping from jail, aided in the escape by corrections officer Vicki White. So thank you to Matt Crushel. Why am I not following you? Wait, follow. Okay, yes. And then we're gonna look at the pictures. Look at this guy. Look at him. He will stick out like a sore thumb. Wow. Beautiful. Wow. You guys are funny. Here he looks dangerous. That's that bad boy that she was getting the hearts for, clearly. Oh dear.
Johnsonville sausage strips. Better than bacon. And possibly more American.
Look at him here. Yeah, he looks so different in all of them, right? His weight changes a lot. Obviously, here is skinnier than here. You know, but those ears never change. We got to look at distinguishing features, huh? The height, number one, almost 7 foot. And then the ears. You can't miss those anywhere. Yes, the height comparison photo. I will do that now. Yesterday I showed one, but Paige actually tagged me in an even better one. So yes, there's that. Let's just quickly look if it's here. It might just... Sorry, there's the song again. Is this the same one? Never felt this way before. Yes, I swear. It's the truth. You guys, I'm gonna get striked. It is what it is. I don't know if you guys saw. You did, right? I put my short out, yeah, with that same type of song, The Time of My Life. Oh my word. I just want to see. Man, where is that? Here's all our Twitter crew. I just want to see, because Paige tagged me in something. Thank you, everyone, for retweeting. We can see the whole Twitter gang. There we go. Height comparison between Vicki White and Casey Cole White. They're like, thanks, Reddit. Look at that. Oh, my word. Yeah, his half brother is still missing. Yes. Bad boys in my head. Doodlebug. Yes. I hope you guys saw my YouTube short. I sure made one. I think actually if you sorry, now we're waffling just a little bit. Stick with me, guys. We're gonna look at a house in a moment, okay? We will look at her home in a moment. I just want to go to my profile here quickly. We've got the new merch range for DV awareness, if in case anyone's interested. Okay. I want to just quickly find it for you guys. I'm retweeting all sorts of things, aren't I? My word, I'm very busy here on Twitter. Yeah. Yes. So, oh man, those two. Okay, so now what I want to show you to move on. Don't leave. Stay here. As you guys are having fun with me, I'm just like it's becoming a little too fun now. Focus. Okay, this was her home. This was her home. So thank you to Brandy for sending me this. I believe Brandy or Debbie. Oh my word. So lot number. Now look at this. They say current bid, okay, minimum bid, and then the bidding ended on Thursday, 24th of February, 2022. 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on 4.25 acres in the Green Hill community just north of Florence, Alabama. This property has a nice home. This was originally a double-wide mobile home on a permanent foundation. The home has been added onto, including a large sunroom, additional living room, and bedroom. A portion of the back patio has been covered, and materials to cover across the back of the house is included in the sale. Whoa. A two-car, 2-story garage shop sits next to the house and has a bonus room upstairs and adjacent to its large block shop. Call Shane. Okay. A 5% internet fee added to the final bid. So this was auctioned off, right? So a bid history. I just want to go all the way down because you can see February 16th was the earliest that I can see there. Look how many times the item's been viewed. It's probably all by us now. Property will open for inspection on Thursday, February 24th. Do you see that? Bidding, online bidding only begins closing. What begins closing at 6 p.m. Thursday, February 24th. So if you go to February 24th, right? I think that's not a 200K house. I think now it's the 4.25 acres of property too, right? Not? Okay. So what I did here was just write down, if she stayed with her mother for 5 weeks before April 29th, that would take us to around March 25th, which means she was staying with her mother from around March 25th. The bidding ended on February 24th. So there was a month there since the bidding ended that she was in her home. Then she moved in with her mother end of March, and the home was sold officially on April 18th from what that's all the information I've got so far. So if we just look at some pictures here. Zoom in a bit. There we go. All right, we're looking at it. All right. And now where's she staying, you know? If they were smart, they'd flee to Canada to avoid the death penalty, but I think he goes down shooting. Once he's used it up, he'll take out. I worry about the outcome in general. If they find him by himself, if he's already taken her out, which is likely, then he's going to shoot himself or be like, oh yeah, let the cops shoot me. I think he would rather have that than go back to jail, right? He already had that pattern going on in 2015. He already had a gun in each hand pointed at his own head and a copper to talk him out of it then. So I think it's just, this will not end well at all. You know, I worry that it's going to be neither of them captured. Him recaptured safely and her found alive. I worry about that. Oh, sorry. So let's go here. Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. Nice to see you, Mike. He will keep her around just in case he needs a hostage. Exactly. And then it will be that same situation he kind of fantasized about in 2015. I mean, it's a nice home, right? Yeah, she could have had a nice pension and retirement. What could she be thinking? Clearly, she was a little bored and needed some excitement. That's one answer, right? I mean, damn. I don't know. Maybe she was really lonely. Yeah, she's got ranching expertise. Jamie, we looked at what her mother had to say just earlier in this episode, so I hope you will go check that out as well on a replay. But what people have pointed out is interesting is that her mother's been referring to her in past tense, which is interesting, but it might just be because she's on the run, you know? It might not be anything to analyze, but it also could. I know us true crimers, we're like, ooh, the past tense thing, oh my word, right? Also, I hear it, my ears are like, what? Okay, there's a pool. Is that a pool? Yeah, there's a pool. She had a nice home, very peaceful home, right? Now we're going to go inside. Yeah, when the walls close in, she'll be a liability. Danger.
I'm single and ready to mingle, baby. Let's go.
16 naked singles. Endless.
Yeah, if they unpeel her layers over the years, imagine it. Like really, probably really neat for the photos too, but like really neat, right? Damn, lady. I never understand why this is just my own little waffle, okay? In the photos where they show you sat in your home, why don't they put the toilet seat down? Just put it down. Put it down before we take the photo. It's like my own little strange pet peeve. I'm always like, why? I don't know. It feels very lonely. I know that she's cleaned it all up and taken the photos, but it just feels very lonely at this point when I'm looking at these photos. The feeling I get is lonely. Oh my goodness. How do we say this? Sippy. Whoa, thank you so much for your $50 super sticker. Damn, go GK. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh my word. Very outdated house. You're like, very outdated house. Oh my word. That was a nice house for 95K and on 45 acres. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Put the seat down, people. Just put it down before you take the photo. So if you guys ever sell your house, okay, before you take the photo, put it down. Okay, moving right along. Right. Uh-huh. Anyone else getting lonely vibes from it? Now, what is going on here? Is this a self-tanning bed? Interesting. Yes, exactly. It was $265,700. She took $95,000 on an auction. A tanning bed, yeah. She'll be tanning and making her hair blonde, ready for that beach. Ready to hit that beach with her bad boy. Not gonna happen, lady. Never gonna happen. I think have I gone through all the pictures? Are we back at the beginning? I think so. We're back at the beginning. I'm like, oh my word, it feels like it feels like a repeat. So yes, it is a repeat. So yeah, that's what we have about the house. 24th of Feb. Very interesting. A boring house indeed. Quite boring. Yes, feel free to snark it up, man. There's no color or homely feel. Right? Needs a lot of updates. Maybe she should have adopted a dog. Yeah. She had a dog. That's what her mom said. I just don't understand how you could choose someone who catastrophically hurts someone. Right, Jill? Hybristophilia, it's a disorder. And I really think she's just looking for danger. One thing that I find in even writing all the serial killer books, and just studying people like that in general, is you cannot control what you're attracted to. If you're attracted to something really sinister, really bad, you need help, you need therapy. Don't run off with a murderer. I think she was very attracted to him, clearly. Instead of addressing the problem, she literally walked him out the door. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So I've shown you that. Let's just see. Have I shown you everything? Oh yeah. Then there's this one where Chris Connolly, the district attorney of Lauderdale County, Alabama, has known Vicki White for almost 2 decades. So let's have a look at what he says. I found that quite interesting as well. I would landscape the heck out of that place. Yeah, Bundy was a charmer. Her husband she was married to for 3 years died in January. Exactly. Yes, we addressed that one as well. I didn't know he was a meth dealer, but yeah, he died in January. He was a huge meth dealer. Damn, okay. Zero personality in there. Yes, I really hope no officers will be harmed. Good point, Rosie Forevitz. Good point. All right. Yeah, very beige and brown and sad. So let's listen to this.
Lauderdale County District Attorney Chris Connolly. Mr. Connolly, thank you so much for joining us this morning. As I mentioned, it has been a week. What more do we know about this search? How's it going?
You know, we've got state and federal and local authorities all working night and day to try to capture these folks.
Do we have any sense of where they might be going?
You know, we don't. And I'm the prosecutor, so I'm not all in the middle of what they're doing, but I just know they're working very hard to capture them.
How many forces are out there? How many officers are out there? What size of a search is it for Casey and Vicki White? Again, they're not related.
You know, I can't give you a number. I mean,